The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Desde Brooklyn hasta el sol del Medio Oriente, José Flores con fuego en la mente. Raised in the Bronx where dreams don't sleep, donde el hambre te enseña a resistir. Section 8 life, no handouts, no cheat. He built his power from the pain on the street.
Cada golpe, cada lágrima caída fue el fuego que encendió su vida. Ahora camina con propósito y voz. José Flores, hear the noise. De la calle al combate, turn his trials into faith. Con disciplina y con fe, now he rises every day. From the black to the world, sin temor.
You ever need a haircut?
So
that these kids can learn how to play instruments or want to, not just learn, but want to. But I think that there's a major shift.
Iraq to Korea, he led from the front. Now he lifts others, never just stunts. Hoy es mentor, líder, amigo.
Welcome to the Motivated Mindset. What's up? I'm your host, Jose Flores, proud Latino. How you doing? Born in New York City, straight out of the Bronx, raised in Brooklyn. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Cómo está mi gente? Check that out. That New York flavor, that hustle, that grit, it shaped me. It built me, and it still drives me in everything I do, mi gente. My people, I'm a combat veteran, having served 30 years in the United States Army. Hoorah! And before we get rolling, I want to send a big, powerful salute to all my veterans, service members, and of course, our first responders, oyendo, listening. ¿Tú sabes lo que digo? Check this out. Mucho respeto. You already know this. You know what I'm saying? Now, in this chapter of my life, I wear a few different hats. You know what I'm saying? Not this good-looking one. Oh, I got a new one. You like this? How you doing? Check it out. I'm a motivational speaker, a certified personal trainer, and a certified mediator. And yes, an end-of-life death doula. I know, right? But the truth is, behind all those titles, right? I do what I do because I am called to serve. I said real. Because I know what struggles feel like from Section 8 housing. You know the deal. Because sometimes you got to know, you got to fight for a purpose and to help others find theirs every single day. My mission is simple, mi gente, to inspire, right? To uplift, right? And to challenge. And to remind you that no matter where you started out in life, it's not going to redefine who you are today. You know, you've got to be able to move forward. And that's why this podcast exists. The Motivated Mindsets is all about, we talk about resilience. We talk about culture, optimism, discipline, and courage it takes to keep pushing even when life swings hard at you. You know, we keep it real here in New York City real. Look, there ain't no sugarcoating. It's straight talk, Bronx humor, Brooklyn race. How you doing? Hey, you've been working out, but check this out. You're going to laugh. You're going to reflect. You're going to get fired up and maybe even shed a tear. But one thing I promise you, que te voy a decir ahora, you will leave stronger than when you hit that play button. You know what I'm saying? Because this isn't just about motivation. It's about transformation. Now, let's talk about today's guest. Oh, yeah. Today on the Motivated Mindset, I'm honored to have another veteran with me, and I'm honored to welcome the incredible Louise Mobley. You know what I'm saying? Louise is a United States Marine Corps veteran and the founder of Mob Beauty House, a luxury beauty brand that began in Maryland and is now thriving in Arlington, Virginia. But her story goes far beyond beauty and business, rooted in healthy hair, leadership, and reinvention. Louise built Mold behind the chair and then had the courage to step back, rebuild, and return with clarity and purpose. Known as the Reinvention Queen, she speaks openly about the real cost of growth, identity shifts, sometimes discipline, alignment, and the transition from artist to CEO. Today, Mold Beauty House is more than a brand. It's a refined experience designed to serve women beyond the mirror. Louise's journey is a powerful example of what happens when discipline meets purpose. And I'm excited for the mindset lessons that she's about to share with us today. And one last thing, right? Before we get into this, and I'll show it again. Before we dive into what I want to share a quick update. the Motivated Mindset is now streaming on multiple platforms, from Spotify, of course, YouTube, LinkedIn, making it easier for you to connect. So when you listen, hey, scan that QR code and subscribe, like, and follow us so we can continue bringing you powerful content and amazing guests. And like always, I want to take a moment to say thank you to my partner in crime, Miss Yvette Delgado, always supported me. And that's the reason this podcast continues to grow, because you, my audience, you make it happen, every single one of you. And if this conversation resonates with you, if the message inspires you and you value the guests and the energy we bring, yay, woo, please support the show. Subscribe, follow, and use somebody who can use the motivation. I'll bring the noise. Every interaction helps keep us delivering purpose-driven conversations that matter. Okay, familia, let's get into it. Because if you know you're about to ask somebody, yay, woo! Let me get this, because I'm gonna bring it to you. Here we go.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
All right, Louise, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's an honor to have your girl, a fellow veteran, a Marine. But before we get into all that stuff, who is Louise? Where you from? Where you were raised? That's what we want to know.
All right, so let's just dive straight into it. So I was born and raised in Florida, which is where I first learned to handle heat. But I really grew up in the United States Marine Corps.
Ooh.
Joined straight out of high school. So that's where I got the bulk of my life experience. I went from the sun in Florida to the dust of Afghanistan for 2 deployments. That's where the foundation of my discipline was poured. After my time in the service, I moved here in Virginia now, but to the DMV area, where I spent 6 years establishing myself in the government sector.
Okay.
That's where I learned to navigate the professional world, and ultimately where I founded MOB Beauty House, formerly known as Mob Mains. If you know, you know. So I'm a Florida girl by birth, a Marine by choice, and a DMV CEO by design.
Cool. Wow. No, that's stupendous. I mean, that is an amazing thing, especially, the Marines have always been in my heart, even though I'm Army, even though I'm Army, they've always supported me. Now, real quick, as you were being raised, what were some of your, como se dice, mentors before you even joined the Marines? Just to get an idea.
Yeah, so some of my mentors before I joined the Marine Corps kind of had to lead with people that were in my school. So one of my mentors was my Master Sergeant while I was in the Marine, while I was in JROTC in high school. Another one of my mentors had to be one of my guidance counselors out in high school, because they just gave me the opportunity to look further beyond what I was subjected to, growing up in the hood. And so they just gave me the idea like, hey, there's other opportunities out here for you to explore in the world. And they just planted that seed, if you will.
Yeah. So basically the military, it showed you discipline. And how has that helped you as you move forward? Because that seemed to be the foundation for you.
Absolutely. So when I tell people I was a Marine, they usually do a double take. I mean, look at me.
Right. I got you.
Beyond just looking at me, they look at my work, they look at my brand, and they ask, how does a Marine become a hairstylist? Because those two, to the average person don't seem synonymous with each other. But the truth is, the Marine Corps didn't just teach me how to fight. It gave me the operational DNA to succeed at anything I touched. It taught me that a mission isn't over until the standard is met.
That's
the
right.
Marine Corps, that meant a flight line was secure. In the salon, it means transformation. The transformation is perfect. There is no good enough in either world. Absolutely.
And the military has taught us we train to standard, not to time. Like you said, until the job is done.
That's right.
And I know when I first worked for the government, it was hard for me to step back. It's like, we're not done. We'll come back tomorrow. You get off at 16:30. And that was a hard transition for me. It's like, okay, you know. So
really, because I feel like leaving the military and going to the government was pretty synonymous, right? Because the language, while the language might have been different, the behaviors were the same.
Yeah.
The way that people were strict in the time schedules, as far as the black and white, there were no gray areas.
Right.
Same thing as the military. You know, and that to me, that just kind of gave me the same essence of the government gave me paramilitary. It gave me, hey, if you did the military prior to, you're gonna be okay on this.
Yeah, but it was when I first got out, I worked for DOD, and that hierarchy was exactly the same. It was like, you know, you got a deputy commander, you know, it's like the sergeant major, and then you got the garrison. Well, the garrison commander is a commander for the Army. It's full board. But then when I went over to the other side, like, you know, it was like, let me tell you something that happened to me. I remember standing at parade rest for my SES. He said, "What are you doing?" And what was funny, Louise, that he was the first on the Army and he understood my mentality.
Yeah.
So I got it. And before, you know, even calling people by their first name was a little bit challenging, who were higher than me. So I can relate to that in so many ways. And then when we talk about, you know, when you went from the Marine Corps, you stopped
the transition. Yeah.
That transition. How was that for you?
Yeah.
What you
so then the next question behind you know, a Marine, right? Is so why hair? Why then?
Right.
To leave your pretty what to the world what is deemed as a pretty secure six-figure job to go into the beauty industry.
Right.
And so for me, at the time, I was sitting in a $100,000 job in the government.
Yeah.
But every worldly metric I had by every worldly metric, I had made it. But my soul was crying for more. I was tired of building other people's systems. I knew that if I didn't pivot then, I never would.
Right.
I walked into hair school and I just knew that I did exactly what God had told me to do, because the first day of school, I'll never forget it. And then anybody that listens, I'll tell them the story about the first day of hair school for me. And I walked in there, my hair's blonde now, but I walked in with this bright orange hair, and I just knew I was in the right environment. For the first time, I wasn't following an order. I was following my heart.
No, that is stupendous. And I know that one of the things, when was it that you started? It was during something significant in the United States when you started. What was going on during that time period?
So I left the government in early 2019, and I said by summer of 2019, I was going to be pursuing what I wanted, what my heart desired, which was hair. And so I left the government in early 2019. In the summer of 2019, I started cosmetology school. And as we all know, soon thereafter, the global pandemic hit.
Yes.
Yeah. I was halfway through hair school, finally feeling as if I was in my element, when life gave me the ultimate new year, new mission moment. We had been trying to get pregnant, but by finding out on New Year's Eve, it felt like a divine green light. I walked into the new year with a baby on the way and a dream in my hand. There's something about knowing you are bringing a human being in this world that you know you have to be responsible for.
Yes.
Puts a battery in your back. And that's exactly what it did for me.
Oh my goodness. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. And audience, if you have any questions, please post them in the comments. And I want to talk about, you know, some of the things like what happened after that. I heard you went abroad.
Yep, I'm about to get into
it. We're gonna get into that. Hold on to that, girl. Hold on to that. We're gonna go to this quick break, and then we're gonna come back and answer that. Okay, here we go.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California. Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. 'Cause Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down here to lie. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
The station where our veterans' voices are heard, MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. Welcome, Quack.
Program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
The web at MB Radio.
We can't hear you.
Okay, Louise. What did you think about that commercial? Come on, tell me.
No, I really love that commercial. They had me over here singing Mystery Rainbow.
You know what was real funny is, like, you know, when I joined the military, I wasn't even like really patriotic. It was just
me either.
It was just a vehicle to get out, you know.
Me either. It absolutely was. And
Yeah.
the beautiful thing about the military is it teaches you so much beyond just the discipline, beyond just the tact, beyond just the wherewithal. It teaches you so much about this country, here country, the United States of America, right? And a lot of us are either foreigners or have come here by descent, or and so for me, the military, it was like a catapult. It taught me so much about this country that I didn't learn in school, right?
Yes.
You know, anybody say 1775 right now, I tell you that's the Marine Corps birthday, November 10th. You know what I mean? And it's just it makes you proud to be an American, although times are trying right now.
I know.
It does make you proud to be a part of the fighting force.
And Louise, like, you know, when I went to Afghanistan and all these other places, you get to appreciate when we come back. Yeah. That's a big thing, you know. And the people that I've met, incredible. I mean, some I hope I never see again, but the majority of people. But I've met some tight brothers and sisters that are not even blood related to me that I will lay my life down for, you know, and so on. But before we ask, we got some questions. We got something. Let's see what we'll say. It says, somebody said, "Hi, Louise. It's been so great seeing you grow up in so many ways. My question is, would you do anything different?" Our girl Yvette.
Ooh, that's a good question. Thank you for asking that, Yvette. And to answer your question, given the life that I was handed and how I assimilated to it, I do not believe that I would have done anything differently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do not believe that. I've been tapping into epigenetics lately, and what it's telling me is that my life was already predestined before I even got here, right?
Yeah.
Because of the DNA that's already within me. And so with that being known, as well as the factors that have been given to me in this lifetime, I do not believe that I would have done anything differently. I think that the choices that I've made in my later life years have been an exact result of what I've experienced during my younger year life. And so because I didn't want to fall victim to the same things that I saw growing up, and because I didn't want to fall victim to, my circumstances or my environment, if you will, I decided to choose differently, and I've made great decisions in my life.
Yes.
Some that are a little bit questionable, but for the most part, yes.
Right.
Very great decisions.
But it's those failures or those things we need to improve that make us who we are today.
Absolutely.
I've been asked that question before, and I said, what would I tell, and I think that's another question that somebody else asked. It says, also, Curry, what would you tell your younger self? And I think you kind of
that's such a good one, because I say this all the time. Like, I think about my younger self a lot. Now that I'm an older woman or a midlife, I don't know what they call it. Right. These days. But for me, I do believe that my younger self will be so proud of the woman that I've become. If not for nothing, if there was one thing I could tell her, is that, hey, girl, everything is going to be all right.
That's it.
Everything, God got you, and everything is going to play out in perfect timing and exactly the way that it's supposed to.
Yeah. And we had another comment. I think it was relating to the military, and somebody said, definitely prepares you for the world.
Yeah, absolutely. The Marine Corps, and these are some of my fellow Marines that are commenting, and so they know firsthand that it definitely, some of my friends, and I say this a lot, right? Because we're at that age where we can look back and see who made the good decisions in life and the people who didn't make those decisions. And so I look back and I say, you know what? Thank God, I joined JROTC in high school. Thank God my mom was set on the military after high school. Thank God I decided to go through and do the military, because it set me up so much in life to be successful. And it's not even more of a monetary thing. It's more of a mental thing.
Absolutely. Like when I started working for the government, and when I'm dealing with civilians, it's like they think this is hard. I said, this ain't hard. This we're used to putting, 3 bags of something, which I'm not going to say, into a 1 pound bag and make it work.
So,
and make it work. So we want to get back where we left off when we talked about. And
I'm about to get into my. I was about to transition into the sabbatical phase. Of where I left the country and told no one. And so let's just dive into that.
Yeah,
so
we're
when
ready.
My son was only 8 months old, the road shifted again for me. So when I say I'm a transformation queen or the reinvention queen, it's because I've lived this life multiple times. So yes, when my son was 8 months old, the road shifted again, and I became a single mother. That was my true combat zone, not Afghanistan.
Right.
The world was falling apart, but I couldn't afford to. The battery in my back kept me moving when everything else told me to quit. By the time my son was a toddler, I had built a life that looked like a win to everyone on the outside. I had successfully pivoted from a 6-figure government career to owning my own salon in my mains. I had survived a global pandemic and walked through the fire of a treacherous custody battle that I won.
Amen.
I had full custody of my son, a thriving business, and the house and the car to match. But the truth was my nervous system was shot. I was vibrating at a frequency of survival. I was winning the battles, but I was losing myself. I realized that if I didn't change my environment, I was going to break. I was drowning in very little, in the very life I had worked so hard to build. Before I allowed burnout or survival mode to become my permanent story, I knew I needed a radical reinvention. So I did something that looked like madness to everyone else. I took a leap of faith. I chose my peace over a paycheck. I closed the doors to my salon, stepped away from the security of the DMV, and moved with my son to Curacao for 6 months. People thought I was crazy to walk away from a successful business, but I knew that a tactical retreat isn't a surrender. It's a requirement.
Right.
I needed to hear my own heart again without the noise of the courtroom, the demands of the salon, or the pressure of the government. In the quiet of a new country, I stopped being just a worker and started becoming the CEO of my own life.
Oh, wow.
I didn't go there to hide. I went there to heal. So that when I return, I wouldn't just be building a business, I'll be building a legacy. So when I touched back down in the United States in March, I started at the ultimate crossroads. I had just spent 6 months finding my peace in Curacao, but physically and financially, I was starting from zero. Remember, I gave it all up before I left. A friend was kind enough to offer her space to my son and me for the most part. We were living out of our suitcases. We bounced from Airbnbs, basement apartments, moving through the shadows of life, the life that I used to have. To most people, that instability looks like a crisis. But for me, my time in the dust of Afghanistan and the high stakes of the government sector, I didn't even see a disaster. I saw a new base of operations. I knew that once you have discipline, you can't lose the things that you still own. You still own because the skills you have, you can get them right back.
Absolutely.
I had to execute. I strategically decided to step back into the government role, and that was not to retreat from my dreams, but to fund them. I used my Operation DNA to map out my mission. And then the 3-month miracle happened. In exactly 90 days of moving into my friend's house, the bouncing stopped. I secured a new government role. I moved us into a new beautiful apartment, and I bought a new car. I proved to myself and to my son that your current environment is never your permanent destination.
Yes.
As long as you have the grit to move. I wasn't just back. I was faster, better, and more intentional than I had ever been. I realized that my value wasn't in my car or my house. It was in the ability to build them from nothing.
Right.
Today, I look at my life as a series of separate chapters or disconnected struggles. I see it as I don't see my life as that. I see it as one single powerful mission. I stand before you today as a hybrid CEO. I've stopped trying to choose between the strategist and the artist. I realized that my government career and my creative empire are two sides of the same coin. One provides the fuel and the other provides the fire. I founded MOB Beauty House to be a sanctuary for that kind of excellence. People often ask what the name means. And to me, MOB is not just my last name, Mobley. It's a mission statement. It stands for making others beautiful. But at MOB, beauty isn't just about what's in the mirror. It's about the strength, the standard, and the story behind the person in the chair. It's about the grit it takes to reinvent yourself and the grace it takes to sustain it. But if there's one thing I want you to take away from my journey, it's this. Reinvention has a price tag. It cost me the comfort of my 6-figure salary to find my soul. It cost me the safety of my environment to find my peace in Curacao. And it cost me my ego of living out of a suitcase to prove my own strength. Most people never reinvent themselves because, well, they're terrified of the cost that it costs. But I'm here to tell you that the cost of staying where you are is much higher than the cost of change.
Louise, that's incredible. When we talk about resilience, when you get that book, you're coming back on because you need to write.
The book is the memoir is in the making.
It's in the making. That is an amazing life that you had. When we talk about the live life, that is that is really beautiful. Anybody listening cannot get but nothing but inspired. And your son, how old is he now?
He's 5.
Oh
He's
my
5.
goodness.
He is robust. He's funny. He's a character, and I love him. He's with his dad right now, but but he is the light of my life.
Yes.
He, like I said, he put a battery in my back before he even knew it, and he continues to put that battery in my back without even knowing it, because he is my reason. He is my reason.
So it took for that tactical retreat to bring you where you're at now, to kind of like you had to change your environment to bring you to the present.
Absolutely. So I, not only that, to kind of tap into that, I do believe that our higher selves sometimes do exist in other environments, right? And it takes for certain things to bring them out. I like to quote the quote that you are a product of your environment. And at that time I was. Right.
Yeah.
I had been susceptible to so many different things, and I had become a product of my environment. But the person that I knew that I was destined to be had to remove myself from that environment so that I didn't succumb to whatever else the world had to give me versus what I was going to give the world. Right. And so I do believe that a big part of why I am where I am right now is because I became a mother.
Yeah. Wow. That is amazing. And I know we're about to get into your business, but what would you tell a young person looking right now who's watching this, or when they watch it, about their dreams and expectations?
I would say that's a really good question. Thank you for asking that. I would say reinvent yourself as many times as you have to fit into the environments that you feel as though you belong in. Reinvent yourself, even if it's an environment that you're not trying to fit in, and you're creating it. Reinvent yourself as many times as you believe. I feel like this: you can reinvent yourself until you clock out. That's it. I mean, until you take your last breath, continue to reinvent yourself.
And we have a question, and it says, what keeps you grounded?
What keeps me grounded? Thank you for that question. That was a really good question. Now, what keeps me grounded? If not for nothing, in this particular season, and I don't want to really speak on any other seasons, but this particular season, God.
Yes.
God. I'm currently fasting. I'm fasting with my church right now, and what I've learned throughout this fast is going to take me so much farther than anything that I can pick up out of a self-help book. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think what keeps me grounded is knowing that ultimately God has my back, and no matter what season I am in, no matter no matter how big my dreams are, no matter how big my desires get, He's always there. The plan is already written. It's more so for me to just align with it. So if there was something that I could tell a younger person, is to continue to evolve.
That's awesome. And faith that's been my go-to. That's what's kept me going. Even now, with all the stuff that's happened in my life, but faith is important. And as we pivot, we're gonna start talking about what is it that you do, and what do people need to see you for? You know, what makes you? You want me to throw out the slide?
Yeah. So
Whenever
before you do that, I wanted to kind of close with one final word.
Absolutely,
and just kind of tying everything into it. So MOB Beauty House, right? It's no longer just about how clients look when they leave the chair. It's about how they live, how they maintain, and evolve after. Built on experience, reintroduced with intention, designed to grow beyond the chair, I founded MOB Beauty House, not just to change how women look, but to honor the discipline, the standards, and the intentional transformation it takes to truly pivot. My name is Louise Mobley. I am a Marine, a mother, and a master of the pivot. I know exactly what it costs to become the woman you were meant to be, and I promise you, it's worth every single penny.
That's a good one. We have one more question. This one's a little bit long. Let me show you what it, and it says, there is a genuine question rooted in curiosity and lived experience, not judgment. How do individuals of color who have served in the military navigate situations where loyalty to the institutional uniform may appear to conflict with the lived realities and historical experiences of communities of color, particularly when government policies seem to disappropriately impact those communities?
So for me, personally, and this is a really good question. Thank you for asking this question. So for me, I kind of go back to my roots, right? And before there was a robust government that was all up in our face, right? There was a community of people within your community. So for me, I always tap back into my community when I feel as if I'm being met with some type of regression or aggression. I always tap back into my natural community, the people that look like me, the people that are from the same communities as me, the people who have served with me, to kind of get some clearance with that information, right? And even when I see stuff online now, even though I'm a vet now, I see stuff online now that is that may negatively impact the military force that's fighting right now, and even sometimes even us, the veterans. Again, I just tap back into my community of people. Like I'll hit my best friend, I'll hit my good girlfriend, I'll hit people that have lived similar experience, or even my boyfriend. I'll hit people who have lived similar experiences, and then I'll kind of tap back into them to kind of take myself away from that the negativity of what's being spewed towards the military members and the veterans, to kind of, because in this world you're going to be met with negativity, you're going to be met with transgression, you're going to be met with just out of pocket things, if you will. And so I think that we always have to have that landing page or that landing space that we have to go back to, that brings us back to the calm, neutral environment. And I feel like my friends, my family, and the people that I have conjured around me have always been a good resource for me to be able to do that, to tap back into that.
We all need our tribes.
Yeah.
We need to know who our tribe is and who we can, and not always somebody telling us yes to everything you say, but be honest and straightforward. You're absolutely correct, Louise, on that. And that was a great question. I'm glad you was able to answer it like that. You ready to go into your stuff?
Yes.
I'm so excited. Okay. It's all on you, Louise.
All right, so I also have a YouTube channel that is almost at 10,000 subscribers. So I'd be love if you all would subscribe so I can hit 10,000 subscribers. And so nonetheless, on my beauty channel, I started this channel back in 2017 before I got licensed. I went to hair school in 2019. So before there was a licensed cosmetologist, there was just an artist, a person who went out there and showed women and people of the community how to do their hair on their own. And so now that I am equipped with the knowledge and the licensure, I bring more knowledge to YouTube by showing people different hairstyles, how to take care of their hair more healthier way, and things of that nature.
And what else would they find on your YouTube? I've been on your YouTube. I love it, by the way. And I subscribe, just so you know.
I appreciate you subscribing. Thank you. So when I first started out, again, I was just teaching people how to do their hair during 2017. It was a big natural hair push. So I was showing the natural hair girlies how to take care of their hair at home. And then I transitioned into my baby content. And then I transitioned into my rebirth content. And then I transitioned more into public speaking. So a lot of my videos, they may not be full-on tutorials, they may be life lessons while you're learning how to do your hair. So it's a compilation of the both, of me teaching you how to do your hair and then me also pouring life into you.
Okay. Hey, and there's the QR code, ladies and gentlemen. Please support, because that's how we that's how we grow and bring you good stuff. You ready for the next one, man?
I am. Thank you.
Go.
Next slide.
All
Okay,
right.
and this is my personal Instagram. This is where you'll keep up with all of me, personally me. This is where you'll get the raw, uncut truth of me. This is where if you want to see, YouTube is one thing, my business page is one thing, but this is where you'll get me, Louise, the raw, uncut, unfiltered version of me. And this is also where I will be dropping any information about my upcoming memoir, and it's going to be it's going to be all in the link tree, but this is where I post a lot of my personal life. If you want to get to know me personally on a personal level, this is where I kind of spew all of that information on. Yeah. I do hair tutorials. I used to model. I showcase my son. I showcase my livelihood on there. And this year, because I am coming out with the memoir at the end of this year, I am going to be doing more on my personal page as well.
Hoorah. All right. Here we go.
All right, and then my Facebook page, and this is for my 40 and up crowd. It's because I'm just saying, as a late stage millennial, we love us a good fight. We love a good Facebook post.
Yeah,
so I'm not shy of sharing what I share on my Instagram to my Facebook family as well, because I do know that that's a different audience over there. So I do share what I share on my Instagram over here on my Facebook page as well.
Ooh, yeah, and I loved it all. So
thank you.
And I'll be following. I followed you. I think I had followed too. I got all your stuff.
Thank you.
I got you. All right. And then we got this. So what happens here? What do we have?
Okay,
here?
So on my Amazon storefront, I typically recommend either personal stuff that I like for myself or stuff that you can use for your hair. So I have an Amazon storefront on here, and I have one on my business page. My business page is strictly for hair products. My personal page is, hey, you see a fly girl and you want what the fly girl got? Here you go.
That is stupendous. No, I am digging it. And if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, on the bottom you got the email, and I think we had if you want to get in contact, I'll go back again, so you can see it, do the QR code, get in contact. And as we get ready to close out, is there anything else, Louise, you want to say? Anything we didn't cover? Anything that you want to express?
The only thing that I want to express or want to say to anyone that's watching this video is that life is short. One day you can be here and the next day you can be gone. So do exactly what the heck you want to do. Do exactly what it is you want to do. If there were things you were thinking about when you were younger, explore them. Even if you don't dive fully into them, explore them. Because I just genuinely feel like life is worth living.
Yes.
And everybody's example of living is different. But I truly believe that we all are here for a purpose, and that if not for nothing, you don't explore that purpose, you'll leave here wanting more.
Yes.
You don't want to leave here wanting more. Go ahead and explore exactly what it is you want to do in this lifetime.
No, that is great advice. I told my son, I said, you will never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. You can't take it with you.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. That's right. And I ain't never even heard it put like that, but you're right. You're right.
Especially our young people, it's like, and check this out real quick. So my son lives in Hawaii. So he calls me after he had his son, and 3 a.m, he said, Dad, I got it. I said, really, dude? You got to call me 3 a.m. and let me know you got that thing I told you a long time ago. He said, I get it, Dad. It's about legacy. The same thing that you covered on. What will people say once, we've departed this earth, right? And you are absolutely about legacy. So, yeah. But no, Louise, it's been an honor, a privilege. I want to make sure they ain't no other. We got another question.
Okay.
Here we go. And the question says, where is your business located at? How can we make an appointment?
Oh, great question. Great question. Thank you for asking. I am located here in Arlington, Virginia. You can book an appointment with me on my business page, MOB Beauty House. It's at MOB Beauty House on Instagram. I have a link to my booking site, which is Booksy, and then you can book an appointment there with me.
And I'm sure that's the one, Louise, the one we're showing on there. Is that the one?
Yes, it's the Instagram, the personal, and then the business. The business page is where you'll book the appointment. If you try to come to my personal page and book an appointment, you're gonna be because I ain't got nothing on there to book no appointments.
And there's the email right there, Louise. I put the email up.
Yep.
Cool beans. Let me make sure before I see if we got any last things. But we got a lot of people that were saying just thank you. I'm definitely thankful for the connections. I think they were talking about when they were in the military. I think it says definitely thankful for the connections. Another veteran that said that. So yeah, we both know we meet outstanding and awesome people. And I just want to say thank you for being here and sharing. And when you do the memoirs, the book, you're coming back on, right?
Absolutely. I'll need every platform that I can promote on. So absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
I'll be back.
Let me see. Okay, so we got that. Our girl Yvette sending me something. We already answered it, so we're good.
Thank you for having me.
No, it was a pleasure and an honor, and anything we can do to support, that's what we do. We're here to support, and your story is awesome about everything we talk about here. Before I let everybody go, next month, next month is our faith series. So please tune in to Tony. Tony is an Army veteran who I served with, and he's a pastor, and he's going to talk about grief and his personal journey of loss. So it's going to be an awesome opportunity for people to tune in, and of course we'll be talking about that throughout the week. But that's our next guest for next week, Mr. Tony Harris. He's a pastor too, and of course what we talked about in the beginning. Hey, this is our this is how me and Yvette, but that's my running dog. That's one who keeps me in check. We make sure you support us so we can continue to bring great contacts. Scan the code, all our LinkedIn stuff is in there. But I want to say thank you again, Louise, before I let you go, for everything that you do and continue to do.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. One team, one fight. And
that's right.
Hoorah! What is it? Hoorah!
Hoorah!
Hoorah! We say hoorah.
We're all fighting for this good country of ours.
That's right. So everybody be safe and in this. Yeah, I'm in Maryland, so we got this 80-degree weather going on right here. So anyway,
80. I'm right over the bridge. Hey, 80.
Right here in my mind, it's 80. Woo! So with that being said, I want to say thank you. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. And of course, this will be once you're here, but this will be available. But everybody, God bless you and be safe out there.
Thank you
very much. All right. Hoorah. Hoorah.
Life is like a duck. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. Here at Military Broadcast Radio, we're teaming up with our friends at Die Tired, the veteran-friendly music band spreading strength, resilience, and mental health awareness, one shirt at a time.
And check this out. Their brand new shirts feature broadcast beaker right on the breast pocket. A reminder that you can weather the storm, and you're never alone.
Shirts are only $25, and proceeds support giving veterans a voice. MBR's mission to teach veterans how to podcast and videocast. Because when our vets are talking, they're not overthinking. They're not second-guessing. Together, we stop the 22 stigma. Grab your shirt today at mbradio.us and hit the shop. Or go directly to toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband. That's toramerch.printavo.com/merch/dietiredband.
Suit up, stand strong.
Remember, we're unduckable together.
You're built tougher than the storm.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show, or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.